Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming, your home for narrative and roleplay focused Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition live play campaigns. It is Tuesday night, which means we are here for our long-term flagship campaign, Eberron, set in Eberron, this season, season 2, titled Tranquility's Betrayal. We were off last week due to work issues and a little COVID sprinkled in. Everybody is okay, not me amongst them, but everybody is okay. So we're back with the Dungeons and Dragons, and I am so excited to be here. Before we jump into tonight's episode, episode 3 of season 2, we will meet our amazing cast, who I am blessed with every week, hopefully for the foreseeable future. And then we'll do a quick recap and we will jump right in. I will start. I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. If you like what we do here, please give us a like, follow, subscribe. Fist bump, high five, little butt slap, whatever. We give consent. Just show your affirmation. We love support. Lets us know that you're watching and that you enjoy what we do here. All right. That is enough about me. Let us get to our amazing cast. Let us start with our little gnomish friend. Landon, tell us a little bit about Kai, and then also you had a little contact with your people last week from your homeland of Zilargo. Did that mean anything to Kai, or was it just checking in with the powers that be?
Kai, I feel like most people, Kai found a sort of sense of comfort seeing things similar to home. Like it'd be like if you come from the mountains and seeing other people from the mountains or something like that. So he felt a little bit of comfort, but for the most part, it was sort of just the ability to communicate back to his home, sending letters and everything. So he was happy he could do it, but at the end of the day, he will be happier once he can get to the gnomish sort of society within Sharn to enjoy the cuisines, the gnomish cuisines, the Zilargoan cuisines from there. So
tiny little portions. All right,
yes,
fabulous.
And as that Manny, you sent me that the music thing.
Oh yeah.
Got some earth metal that he's got a.
I regretted sending it the instant I did because I was like, this is gonna come up, so I better hold on to this. All right, yes. Yeah, well, you'll see in a couple weeks, so tune in, and we're gonna get into gnomish subgenres of music because, of course, we are. All right, let us go upstairs from the gnome to not our biggest party member, but our biggest party member in real life Goliath, our friend Tenta. Tell us about Masawa, and in this big city with a lot of things going on, more than just kind of drifting the countryside. Is there anything Masawa is kind of interested in? How's it doing in the city? That kind of thing.
He is interested in a couple of temples throughout the city that he would like to investigate and maybe get to know the guards a little bit. And, he's interested on the inner workings of some of the temples, not just what is on the outside. So this is his chance to really do some heretical things.
But the heretical to multiple faiths. We're not going to just be heretical. Yeah. Let's branch out. Let's piss off everybody. Fabulous.
Oh yeah, it's not mono-heretical. Yeah. It's omni-heretical.
Yeah, we're diverse. All right, awesome. Speaking of heretics, let us slide over to our devotion paladin of the Silver Flame from the foreign country of Thrain. Nick, tell us a little bit about Flametongue, and then also kind of the big city things going on. You've stopped by now 2 temples very recently, one of them smashed, and one of them in the process of kind of locking down. So yeah, tell us about Flametongue and then her experience roaming through the city.
Yeah, first time in the big city for Flametongue, and Sharn is like not only a huge city, but it's like ultra majestic as well, with all the towers and um, airships. So she's pretty awestruck, and then at the same time, slightly disheartened that the last two temples in the new foreign land have been either destroyed or so persecuted that they're leaving and just like closing the doors of the temples here. But she's very enthusiastic to maybe convert some people here in the red light district. So going to pass out some religious pamphlets and just really talk to some people and just, you know, get into some beliefs with these people. You know, I feel like that's what they come here for.
Know your audience. Perfect.
So,
I'm sure. I'm sure it'll go well.
Yeah.
All right. We finish up with our friend Dustin, our international correspondent. Also playing Rel, our kind of Sharn insider / fixer for the time being. So tell us a little bit about Rel, and you're back home. What's the kind of mental state with that? Are you more worried about the things in the city that could get you, or this kind of path you've been put on by the king?
I mean, with the king, I'm more just like, all right, like, is this gonna get in the way of what I consider to be more important to me? It is. It is. Yeah, inconvenient. That's the way I'll put it. But yeah, I mean, I'm mostly, I guess I just want to try and make things better, you know? I want to try and fix some of the major problems. Like, I know I can't fix all the little things, but I can try and fix some of the big ones. And I think I have some leads into how to do that. So I'm hoping that those come to fruition.
All right. Very good. That is our amazing cast. Some of us have been together for a year and a half. Some of us have just gotten here, but it feels like we've been together forever. I'm so grateful for this group. I'm so grateful to be back. So let us get into tonight's episode 3, that we've titled Old Friends, with the kind of foreshadowing of things to come. So 2 weeks ago in our last episode, the party made their way to Sharn on the instructions of the Braelish King, to investigate a little bit about the Warforged that were present at the wedding massacre way back in season 1, and pursue some leads and get into the city with the help of their commanding officer, Lieutenant Torfin's changeling kind of local fixer on the ground, Cass. Upon arriving, the party had not quite secured the city pass that allows them to travel from district to district freely. And in doing so, they sent Cass to do it. He kind of had a blow up at the customs desk, preventing the party from getting their passes. They were free to travel about the kind of entry district into Sharn. And as they did, they made their way through the city, kind of saw the districts as they went through neighborhood by neighborhood. The first one in which Kai made contact with people back home at a House Civis messaging station. They came across a Temple of the Silver Flame, the religious order that Flametongue belongs to. Found out a little bit that the kind of orders were closing up shop for fear that Breland was no longer a safe place for a foreign faith to exist, and even maybe hinting at potential harm to the Braelish princess who is currently living in Thrain, that the party escorted also back in season 1. Funny how those things come around. After making their way through the city, kind of seeing what this entry point had to offer, they eventually made their way to an old friend of Rel's who owned a tavern and was also known to be quite the ear to the ground around town. They make their way to the tavern to figure out their next move. And as you walk up down the really busy red light district, I can go ahead and put that up now. Boom. Oops, wrong one. Where did it go? Hold on one second. I don't know. There it goes. Cool. They make their way through the Dragonized District, the kind of red light, exciting, kind of alive neighborhood out of all the ones they've come through, including a neighborhood of Syrian refugees, a warehouse district just adjacent to the lightning rail station where everything kind of comes and goes out of Sharn. And for the first time, they see like life and excitement, and it's not the best life. This is still the lower class of the city that exists in a very hierarchical structure. But they make their way outside the tavern. You see people potentially selling intoxicants, their bodies for pleasure, as well as exotic foods and many promises of things that you probably know to be endangered or near extinction that could be used as magical remedies. All over this active neighborhood, do you see just people of all races, all faiths, just coming and going, whether it looks like they belong there or not. So you stand outside the Deep Barrel Inn and Tavern. It seems quite lively on the street. You see a couple of people outside, look like they're peddling, shall we say, smaller wares, little baggies, if you will. And from even out in the street, you can hear the kind of ruckus of the crowd inside. It seems to be quite full and lively. And with that, we're going to turn this over to the players. You're going to stand outside of this tavern that Rel has led you to, saying that he knows the owner. And you see people kind of coming and going. Like I said, a real active street. And what would you all like to do?
Enter.
Okay. All right. So you make your way into the tavern. As you make your way in the very first table, you see four look like gang members, thugs, with the insignia of two suns on the backs of their vests. Four of them, they seem kind of to give you the eyeball, but still kind of keep to themselves. Over a table to the left, you'll see two Rakshasas and a black dragonborn playing a game of cards. On the far right table towards the front, you will see two black dragonborn in hoods looking very sketchy. At the other table, you will see what look like mercenaries just kind of hanging out, maybe looking for work. At the end of the bar, you will see two nobles who look clearly out of place here. And behind the bar, you will see a lovely but kind of edgy bronze dragonborn trying to do two things at once while keeping an eye on like everybody, just like wiping down the bar, like washing the glass, all while like not paying attention to any of that and just keeping an eye on this crowd that may seem weird, but she doesn't seem too concerned about it.
I will.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. By the way, Manny, I am using my shadow armor spell, which I can just do at will.
Okay.
So I kind of look like my normal self, but with like kind of like a black hazy, like shadowy gaze to myself.
Okay.
And I'm using my deception ability to look like a person, like a human, instead of a skeleton in the face. So,
all right.
That's. I just wanted to clear that one up
Okay.
in case that pops
Nobody.
up.
Yeah. So nobody's gonna freak out when you walk
There is
in.
not a skeleton just blatantly walking around in the
Got it.
bar.
Yeah. And first thing Kai is going to do, he's going to go climb up on the chair where he can kind of like keep an eye on everybody
Okay.
and just kind of like study around. But other than that, he might get like a small, like a shot glass worth of beer because, you know, he's a gnome.
I don't drink a lot. Got it. All right, Flametongue, anything?
I'm gonna go over here and just sit next to these people and not listen to what they're talking about, but kind of get a feel for conversation and maybe ask them about how they feel about the Church of the Silver Flame.
Okay. Hey, sorry to bother you, but
Ask them if their lightning rails extended warrant.
all right, Rel.
I'll go chat with Lurdy.
Okay. As you walk up, she's still kind of keeping a better eye on the room than acknowledging your approach, and just absentmindedly, yeah. What can I get you? Are they with you?
Yeah, they're with me.
Rel, hey, wow. It's been a while. How are things? Are they with you?
So yeah, they're with me.
Okay.
Things are good. Things are good.
Right.
You know, I've been obviously I've been out of town for a while. I'm back now, doing more business, pursuing what I was pursuing before.
Good. I'm glad. You know, I know that eats at you, and I hope that it doesn't have to forever. You don't deserve to carry that with you.
I lean in close and I say, have there been any more suspicious murders in Sharn since I've been gone?
I mean, you know, dying by dagger is not the weirdest thing in a big city like this. So,
Right, of course.
So we see it, and every time I hear something about it, I always think of you. And yeah, and she kind of motions to the corner with the dragonborns, the black ones in the bottom corner, and they like the knives. They've been around. I know I recognize them from even when you were still here. But other than that, no. It's just, you know, you would, if you saw some things, you'd probably know better. But just as far as what I hear, nah, nothing.
Alrighty. Well, for now, I'm unfortunately here on official business. So in the meantime, I got to try and make sure to balance things. I'm both me as the player and the character are so fixated on it, we've forgotten what we were supposed to be doing here in the first place. But
You're waiting on Cass.
Well, yeah, I knew that,
Okay.
but I just I don't remember like what our ultimate goal is here for the military or for the king.
There was
Someone remind me.
Yeah. I forgot too. I know we're researching against the prince, but we were sent to Sharn for a specific reason.
To investigate the
I'm going through my notes. Yeah,
Warforged, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
And that's why Grow was so important, because the mark of making.
Yeah.
Sorry.
At this point, we're probably gonna be staying here for the night.
Okay.
Do you have rooms? We probably only need like one or two if there's a couple of beds in them.
I mean, we've got the doubles, and then we got the singles. We got them both.
Yeah. Well, then 2 doubles would probably be good for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll point to the wall, like the solid wall behind her, and just go, "Yeah, we'll give you the two in the middle," and kind of give you like a little gauge about the middle of the wall. Just she's like, "We'll give you these two right on the other side here."
Okay. In the meantime, you can probably feed and beverage up my fellows here. And I'll just like be like, and has they're are they called the two sons? Is that
Twin
what they're called
sons.
again? Twin sons. Sorry, I'm still
You're good.
new. When I was here last, they weren't such a presence. When did that change?
And she gets real quiet.
Yeah, we're whispering.
Just slowly over time, kind of out of nowhere, they just seem to just stick around. I mean, you know, these little upstart gangs, they just kind of bubble up, and then they do something dumb and everybody doesn't want to put up with the shit, so they break up, and they just kept sticking around. And then after a while, they kind of became like a thing.
Are they more of a presence down here in the like lower districts, or are they up across the city? So for reference, we're not in the slums, right?
No. You're in the kind of
like it's not the rich district or anything.
No, it's
but
not
like,
even the middle class district, but it is not like the slums, like the
which are like down in the pits,
yes,
basically.
Which is one level. Okay. You're on like ground level, so there's that, and then the like everything else is like literally like almost subterranean. So it's like oppressively hot and it's really shitty. And So you're the worst of the above.
The best
ground
of the
class.
low class.
Yes. You're above ground. Congrats.
Yeah. Okay. Do they have a presence elsewhere, or are they mostly fixated or focusing on this area?
She's gonna look at him, and they're gonna kind of all be a little more interested in what you guys have going on.
Whispering.
Yeah. But just kind of seeing a Goliath, a gnome standing on a table, a weird dude over by the door. And you being familiar with Lurty, they're all kind of a little curious. I think they go by different names outside of here. Like, I don't think they pull this like leather jacket insignia street gang bullshit elsewhere. But
okay.
I think this is the the ugly stepchild of something bigger.
Okay. We had a little run-in with them, like with no violence or anything, but we had a little confrontation. So I was curious. I don't remember them being so forward. They were mugging somebody. So I put a stop to it, but I didn't do how I do business.
Sure. Yeah. It's I know that you want to do the good thing, but it's probably better that you didn't intervene.
That's that's always the
everything
case.
Down here is a little chaotic, and if we were to upset the balance,
it could cause more harm than good.
Yes.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I'll just say, you've owed me a lot over the years and everything, and I happen to have come into a bunch of money. I'm gonna hand her a small pouch with 50 gold pieces in it, and I'm gonna say, consider that partly payment for this and payment for the past, and know that I always have your back.
Thanks, Rel. I appreciate this. It's a rough business in a rough town, and unfortunately there's just not a lot of people that you can trust, and I don't see you very often, but I know that when you're in town, you're a good egg. And she just kind of like puts the purse underneath the I'll get them to get your room straightened up. We just had a bunch of people leave.
Cool.
So it'll be a little bit. I can offer you space here in the great room, or I can put you in one of the private rooms in the back if you'd like.
Private is probably better. And I think for now, we're only going to be here for one night because we might be moving on. We're meeting a contact to pursue, business. But uh, I might be coming and going.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, we'll get your rooms together. I'll go get the back room cleared off. Have a seat. Tell your friends that their drinks are on the house, and we'll be right along. And I'll get you in the back room. I don't.
Cool. Why don't you bring 4? What does everyone like? Why don't you bring 4 of your finest, whatever, bartender's choice,
Okay.
and then I'll pop a seat next to Kai.
Okay. Rel, you do know what neighborhood this is, right? My finest.
The finest. Bring us your finest.
She gives you thumbs up. She looks. She looks.
The finest. It's fine.
She looks down at Masawa, pours it,
50 gold,
and then half backhands it, slides it down the bar. You gonna reach for it?
Yeah, I snatch it up.
Okay. As it hits you, she's gonna give you a little nod of the head.
Yeah.
Down at the other end of the bar, she's gonna scream, "Hey sister, are you too holy for a drink?" At Flametongue, trying to sneak up on the nobles.
Oh no, I'm definitely not. I'll go down there and get a drinky drink.
Okay. She's like, no, don't worry about it. And she pours a drink and expertly manages to chuck it. It lands across the gap and slides just perfectly up to you, just boop, spilling just the tiniest little bit.
Nice.
She got you. She's gonna look at Kai. She's gonna tell you to turn around and sit like you would, if you were actually at the table.
But without a hot chair, I'm still having to stand. And
she mostly just wants you to face like you're sitting at the table. You can stand.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to embarrass you. All right.
Yeah, that's what
Whatever you do, don't move. And she's gonna, fill a shot glass, put on a stick, and fling it up. Boom! It's gonna land perfectly right in front of you, within little arm's reach. And then for Rel, she's just gonna kind of put it on the bar. Sorry, just wanted you to come get it. I wanted your friends to see a little something beforehand, but I'm sorry. And so she just puts Rel's drink on the bar. Kind of goes back.
I guess amused seeing the feats work without the use of magic. Kai is very amused.
Okay. So she kind of goes back as you sit there. All right. We'll go around the room real quick. Masawa, you got your drink. You were just kind of watching her dispense them with great flair all over the place. You have your drink. What are you gonna do right now?
I'm going to pretend to drink my drink.
Okay, so you don't just spill it out the bones?
Yeah, I don't really want my alcohol running out of my robes right now.
Heard.
So I'm pretending to drink.
Okay.
Masawa, it's just a warm day. You're just sweating.
Yeah.
just sweating the exact booze that I'm drinking.
And just from the lower jaw area.
That's how high your metabolism is.
Wow, that's beyond hummingbird at that point.
All right, so you're just gonna post up at the corner of the bar in front of this table, okay?
I'm pretending like I'm kind of half engaged with the bartender and my other 2 compatriots right there.
Okay, so you're doing the little side thing, elbow on the bar but looking this way.
Yeah, but really I'm side-eyeing the shit out of these two red circle guys and this other guy sitting at this table.
The Rakshasas?
Yeah, and I'm listening to every single word that they're saying.
That's so weird that you would hate Rakshasas. It's only as if somebody knew that. Interesting. All right.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in what they are doing.
All right. Down at the other end of the bar, Flametongue, you've gotten your drink expertly kind of delivered to you without her leaving a 3-foot space. Give me 2 perception checks. For you, trying to overhear the well-dressed people
Yeah.
at the bar? Okay. Give me 2 perception checks.
Okay, perception.
They're actually Rakshasas. Their hands are backwards.
A 15 and a 17.
Okay. You're going to hear 2 things. Do you want to use, where do you want to use the 15 and the 17? On the first thing? Or, what do you want to use on the first bit of information? The 15 or the 17?
Let's do the 15 on the first one.
They seem kind of in and out. You hear a lot of, proper names being discussed, most of them female. And it all seems to kind of tie into the idea that the Crown Prince of Seer, who is now a widower as the result of the mourning, is looking to marry again.
Okay.
Prince Orgev. Okay.
Prince of Seer.
You said Prince Orgev was the one planning to marry again?
Yes.
Got to add that to the notes.
And then for the 17, the male of the 2 seems to talk like he works at a warehouse and says that they've been getting a lot of weird deliveries lately that come and go without his kind of knowledge. Like he's not kept in the loop.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So those are the things you've overheard. Now that you have your drink, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go and just sit at this empty seat right here and ask these people what they think about the religious situation here in Sharn, and what faith they are. They'd really like to get into it.
You find a fellow Thrain expatriate across from you, very aware of the Silver Flame, was brought up in the church when they were younger, but has kind of fallen off, is kind of your cheerleader in what turns out to be kind of the philosophical discussion. One of them turns out to be an atheist. One of them believes in the sovereign host, which is kind of the predominant religion throughout most of the nations. And you actually have kind of a very well-intentioned, spirited debate about, different belief structures and different means of worship and how they can all kind of do good for your respective places.
Beautiful. It's good to find open-minded people in taverns here.
And they don't really seem like the type, because for your experience, they also look like really trained killers. Like they're definitely mercenaries. So a little depth to them. Kai, you've gotten your drink expertly delivered. What are you doing right now?
So that depends. I know I was sitting close to Rel and Lurdy. Did I overhear what they were saying? I know they were speaking pretty quietly.
Give me 2 perception checks at disadvantage, because the bar is kind of there's a lot of stuff going
really
on.
Loud.
Yeah.
Probably music going on too. So I rolled a disadvantage.
Yes.
Just for the 2, my lowest one was a 1.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure I failed.
Yeah, no. You started humming a tune and forgot what you were doing. Hey, I should listen. Shit.
In that case, like I said, I originally chose this seat to just kind of like study anyone that would seem suspicious. I doubt my attention would specifically be drawn to the Twin Sons or the Dragonborn, because while I have some skills in sort of like tracking people, I don't have many skills in like trying to do research, like investigation, like detective work. So I doubt I would have specific attention to them. They'd probably all seem kind of suspicious. So I guess Kai would mostly be just sipping on his, little shot of beer, and just looking for anything that would give him a clue as to who might be a potential person to go after. So.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Let's hope it's not a 1. Oh, that time was nat 20.
Okay.
So.
As you scan the room, with basically you don't have anybody to focus on specifically, so you're just going to kind of look at everybody equally, right? That's the logic. Okay.
Yeah.
As you look out, the table with the 2 Rakshasas and the Black Dragonborn, it seems that they are a security detail for whoever the Black Dragonborn is. He seems like
the Rakshasas
Yes.
are security detail.
Yes, for the Black Dragonborn. The Twin Sons just seem like a bunch of dudes who get off of work from being gang members and went to the bar. They are seriously eyeing you, probably because you're new. The mercenaries across the way seem to be having a very well-intentioned, very well thought out religious discussion with Flametongue, so they don't seem to be too threatening, at least as far as differences of faith tend to be. The nobles seem out of place at the bar. And then the 2 hooded Black Dragonborn in the corner definitely seem kind of sketchy. They seem to be everything exactly what they look like.
In that case, sorry, I was taking all those as notes.
You're good.
Given that Rel was talking to Lurdy, Kai will assume that Rel wasn't like quite looking at everyone, and he will just report to Rel the everything that he's seen or like observed, to see if Rel has any idea on sort of who we should be focusing on.
Okay. Rel, Kai's going to kind of give you the lay of the land with everybody going on here. You have thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, as I said when we got here, we can't solve all the problems. We can keep an eye out for things, but the reality is for now we just kind of need to wait and see what happens. More specifically with God, I always forget his name.
Printorian?
No, our contact.
Cass.
Cass.
Cass, okay. Yeah, like once he comes here and informs us of what's what, it's the difficulty of being in this situation, because if we were just here pursuing our own goals, things would be different, but we're not really. Either way, we're in a particular part of town, in a particular town, city. And yeah, I mean, there's some ne'er-do-wells here. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, I guess I can't really communicate to you out of character or in character if I'm nowhere near you.
Hey. But I mean, obviously, I doubt anyone in here is really particularly like the best person. But are we the best people either? Not really. So, and take it with a grain of salt.
Kai has a pretty big ego now. I'm just kidding. Kai will respond saying, well, just so you know, I have been studying from some of the spell books that we found, and I may be able to read the thoughts of others, depending on how resistant they are to my magic.
I mean,
so
if you do that, do they know that you're doing that? Could they
I
know
think
that you're doing
so.
that? Yeah. Well, let's save it for, you know,
Interrogating.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Sometimes
big.
sometimes I find like stuff like that works best when you're just directly confronting somebody rather than like from behind their back. Because whereas somebody might not have noticed you were there before, doing something like that could draw their attention.
Yeah, the creature knows that you're probing its mind, and unless you shift your
Oh.
attention to another creature's thought, the creature can use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check. But yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
So there is some risk involved.
So
Yeah.
Masawa, he kind of butts in a little bit. With he's not that socially graceful,
Fine.
and I think the warehouse is related to the Wolf Forge.
The warehouse. Which warehouse?
Didn't we? One of us heard warehouse rumors, right? Or was that Columbo, or that Nick, and I didn't hear?
There's
I
Nick.
heard warehouse rumors over.
Oh, okay, but you didn't
the,
communicate it to me, right?
Yeah,
No.
having a spirited religious debate.
All right, well then.
I guess for context, I probably look and generally feel a lot more comfortable in this environment than you guys might, because this is like home for me. So seeing ruffians and rakshasas and criminals, it's sort of just like
Love you guys.
it's picnic for me. It's casual
Good fire.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm used to this. I've been dealing with it since I was an adult, basically.
Well, I do not like rock sashes, I say. Quietly.
Can I look over at them?
Mm-hmm.
There's two of them and a dragonborn, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Do they look like they're of a particular faction or guild or something like that? Like, is there any telling signs about them?
Give me an investigation check.
13? I should check what my thing is, actually. Give me 1 second here.
Okay. Good. Give me a second. I was like, buy me time to figure out what a 13
No. Okay,
what a
no.
13 gets you.
That's fine. 13.
Okay, it is 13. Damn it.
Well, I was just looking at what my background feature is, and my background feature is more
access to things, isn't it?
It's more like I'm able to manipulate people or like officials, because I know like the lingo and stuff, so I can go up to people and be like, I'm a cop, listen to me, and they'll be like, oh, he seems like he might be a cop, and then I can go up to cops and be like, listen, I know the ins on all this, I have contacts, you should let me know. Like that's what my background feature lets me do.
So you are going to see that these two Rakshasas are absolute like pros. They are not part of what was the hold on. House Denaith, which is the kind of protection dragon marked house. They're not employed by them, but they look to be of the same kind of quality of service. Like they are making no attempts at small talk with each other or the subject. They are sitting there. They are constantly just scanning the room while this black dragonborn seems to just want to drink and perfectly content not talking to anybody.
Okay. So they're just here. All right. Well, I guess I'll just turn to Masawa and say, well, they're over there doing their own thing. It doesn't seem like they're bothering anyone for the moment. Let's keep it that way.
You're gonna hear two like heavy beats on the wall behind Lurdy. I guess your rooms are ready. Rel, the private room, the one in the back by the back door, just in case. And
Sounds good.
She points you through the door next to the bar near where Masawa was standing. And is going to lead you to the back room you've been to more than a few times. She uses it for private meetings and allows some of the more less conspicuous entities of Sharn operate out of these back rooms. And just so you know, these two rooms will be yours. So there's basically all of that. Okay. As she kind of sends you off to the back room, would you like some more drinks? I can bring you some drinks and some food, and I'll just be in a minute.
Nah, I mean, no, things are good.
Okay.
Sip, sip.
All right. All right. You guys can go ahead and head back to the private room in the back.
What time of day is it?
It's getting to be a little like late happy hour ish.
Okay. We basically have a day or two before Cass is gonna get back to us, right? Like it's not today.
He's supposed to be there like tonight.
Oh, okay. Well then I guess I'll let Lurdy know that we're waiting for somebody who goes by the name Cass, and you can send him in whenever he shows up.
Okay. What does he look like?
He looks like many things. He'll just call himself Cass.
You look like a man.
Okay.
Well, unless he doesn't.
She's like, okay, I and you know that knowing wink. Okay, got it. Kind of dumb
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Sorry.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll just pop a squat. I'll sit at the head of the table like a boss.
Okay.
Only because I've sat here many times before, working over, little notes and diagrams and trying to figure out things.
Okay. So you kind of sit in this very nice room that doesn't seem to fit with at least the great room of this tavern. Really nice wood floors, really, really nice like furniture and chairs and everything. It smells great. And this room, the door, when you open it, very sturdy steel door. You get the feeling this room is very secure. After a couple of moments, you hear a knock at the door, and Lurdy makes her way in. Oops. Sorry, Kai. I didn't mean to move you. Let me just kind of blow up the private room here. All right. She makes her way in. She's got a tray of drinks and some food. Hey, I know you said not to bother, but I just wanted to bring this to you. I don't know how long your friend's going to be. So to those of you that I don't know, welcome. I'm Lurdy. Obviously, Rel and I have known each other for some time. Make yourselves at home. Hopefully, I will grow to respect you more than I respect him, which shouldn't be hard as long as you just keep your feet off the furniture. She kind of looks at you. I remember that time.
Ty just kind of shrugs his shoulders like, it's going to happen. I'm too short.
Yeah, she's like, you're fine. Yeah, so now that we're back here, I figure this is the place we can talk. What's going on? And then I wasn't sure you'd be back anytime soon.
We have we're investigating potential, I don't know, war forged issues. At least that's what we've been told. We don't know exactly what else. But the king is concerned that there might be some issues with the Warforged in the area.
Oh.
One that may lead to treason.
Ooh, treason. Hey, it's not Sharn if it's not treasonous. So Warforged, huh? What about? And she's gonna point to you. How's that gonna play with the extended, not so friendly fam?
What?
Huh?
Your house, Kenneth.
Oh,
Oh. Well, we haven't talked to them yet. We're waiting to hear back from our contact, but uh I mean, I've never really I have contacts there and stuff,
Okay.
but I've never really worked with them or never really, I don't know, gotten along with them or anything like that.
She's gonna put her hands on the table and look at all of you, like dead serious. This city has been a fucking nightmare since whichever one of your uncles or whatever was killed at the wedding. Um, I I don't know what's going on with them, but you know how it works here. Dragon marked houses, they stay in their lanes, they do what they do, they acquire more power, and they just keep going. I don't know who's steering the ship up there. It is a shit show to say the least.
Yep. Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out more. Hopefully we can bring some resolution to all this craziness, but you know how it is. It's always going to be a little shitty.
Yeah. Do you have any like real questions that I might be able to help you with now that we're not in front of everybody at the bar? Or to you newcomers, you've never been to the cities or anything, you know, I do my best. Spent my whole life here. Probably could help you
Yeah.
out.
are there any temples of Tritherion here?
Ooh. Yes. They
Where?
had an odd, I don't know, I would guess somewhere down in the cogs. Um, they had a couple of their acolytes come through here recently, and that's an old religion and an odd thing to kind of come back at a time like this. But they're around.
Um, Feeling like I'm in good confidence, I'll kind of like drop my glamour, if you will, and kind of pull my face mask aside, revealing my skeletal face. My issues are thousands of years old and will be resolved. If you could do anything to direct me towards Tritherion, or if you have heard any mention of Caius, or any sort of worm god, or any acolyte that may appear to be a zombie, this would be concerning to me.
Sure.
Direct.
You know, Rel could tell you, obviously, I hear a lot of things working here. I'll add it to my list of things to keep an ear out for. I imagine it's quite personal, so I won't get too far into it. But if you're a friend of Rel's, I'll see what I can find out for you.
If you are approached by an acolyte claiming to be of Caius, immediately make yourself distant.
Of course. Yeah, been running this bar for a long time. I know how to stay safe, so I got you. About you, my little gnomish friend, anything you need that I might be able to help you with as a kind of resident of this fair city?
Well, I'm aware of the library, which I've actually visited before as a student, but not. It's been a very long time. It's been at least 20 years since I've been to Sharn, maybe more. Yeah, actually, it's been probably 30 years since I've been to Sharn. But I still remember where the Gnomish district was, so I hope to go there soon. I have missed some Gnomish cuisines and the music, the beautiful music of Largo. So
Uh,
Can never remember its name.
yes, of course. You know, I try to keep contacts and ears to the ground all over town. I'll look out for see if I can find somebody that might be able to show you around that district. I know gnomes kind of keep to themselves up there, and I figure having a familiar face would be better suited for you to kind of show you around or help you in any way that you would need.
Of course. Yeah, Din Nias is the district. I always have to look it up every time I see it because it's a weird name.
Bro, I was like, as somebody who's been dungeon mastering a Sharn campaign, bro, there's a lot of fucking neighborhoods. Like, god damn, y'all.
Yeah.
Big ass city.
Eberron definitely seems to be more like lots more names than
Yes.
Sword Kings.
Yes. Well, because there's actual cities and governments and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, she seems pretty agreeable. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. If, you know, I'll leave it with your either your contact friend or I'll slide it into your room later. She looks at Flametongue. My lady, I appreciate your spirited yet respectful debate of faiths earlier. They don't always turn out like that here, so well done. An interesting bunch you chose to saddle up with, and well, it's good to see that people of differing opinions can converse and just disagree. Is there anything I could do for you with my specialty of this neighborhood?
First, I'll hand her a pamphlet and ask her if she's heard of the Church of the Silver Flame herself.
Oh, dear,
and then,
my life is beyond redemption, but I do appreciate your effort, sister.
I'll ask her if she's heard anything about the Pure Flame sect of the church. I know that the temples are closing down here in Sharn, but being a big city and just more diversity, maybe you've heard of the Pure Flame sect of the church.
I haven't. I just know that only the churches in the lower wards are closing. Sister, they're never closing the expensive temples in the safe neighborhoods. They're not going anywhere. It's unfortunate that some of the lower class will not be able to worship, but sister, I wouldn't worry about your faith disappearing from this city.
Oh, it'll never disappear as long as I'm here. I've got a bunch of these pamphlets, so
she picks them up. I'll leave these at the bar. It's probably a good distraction when you're trying not to be conspicuous to at least appear to be reading. So I'm sure the clientele will appreciate this, and maybe you'll even reach one of them. Who knows?
Contributing to the trash level of the lower city of Sharn.
Yeah, we got the mage rights to clean it up. All right, very good. I'll take care of these. Rel, I didn't want to mention this out there and spook you all. Do not cross paths with the twin sons. They are protected beyond their boss, and I don't like them in my bar, and you know me. I don't care as long as you don't cause trouble in here. I don't like them being here. They're quite worrisome.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess in the end it'll really depend on if what we're investigating ties back to them or not. But I mean, we're not really looking to pick a fight. We're just looking to get shit done.
I understand. It's just they really took an interest to you. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for your friend. He might even be here by now. But just stay in here. Just kind of lay low. I don't need the trouble, and I don't want anything to happen to you. I'm going to go check on your friend. By all means, enjoy all this food and drink. Just going to drop 2 keys on the table. These are for your rooms. And I'll be back as soon as your friend's here.
Sounds good.
She goes out and closes the very heavy door behind her. And you're left, the 4 of you, a large amount of food and drink. What would you all like to do?
I will ask Flametongue what she learned when she was observing her side of the room.
Just overheard some nobles talking about the potential suitors for the Prince of Seer, and that there were some strange shipments going on in a warehouse somewhere nearby.
That was all you gathered, was strange shipments?
Just some strange shipments. People, not shipments not having to be like signed for, basically, that are just passing through with no regulation.
Have anything we learned so far, does it cross through the cogs? That is where I would like to go. But I'm not going to go there at the cost of our mission. Is there any other point that we would like to observe that would intersect with that area, the underground?
I don't know. I mean, I do think that there's a good chance that we will have time to pursue other things.
Agreed, but I do not wish to pursue them at the cost of losing out on our mission.
No, I think it'll be fine. I mean, at the very least, we'll have time to like go shopping and stuff, so we could observe some other things. I don't know if anything is what's the word? Immediately needed, right? Like I don't think anything is like have to do this right now. I think these are all just we all have generally important things that need to be taken care of. So, I guess we'll see once we hear more from Cass.
When it comes time for procurement, often less quality goods will be found in the slums, but interesting goods will be found in the slums. This is what I've come to know.
Yeah, and I do think that that we will be able to get up to the upper districts at some point too, and we'll be able to like see if we can get some better stuff there.
The gnome wishes to go to the upper district anyhow.
Yes.
Get my
The
read
upper
on.
district. Yeah.
When I was in flesh, Sharn was not here. The world was not ruled by politics. It was ruled by demons. So I'm unfamiliar with basically everywhere.
That's okay.
Going to be taxing.
It sort of ironically is quite. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, I guess it depends on if we're talking about devils or demons, but it's the same difference.
You mean metaphorically? It
Yes.
What was once literal?
Yes. Yeah. Metaphorically, it's pretty similar.
Does
Agreed.
anybody touch the food or drink that she brought in?
Oh yeah, munch.
Okay.
Yeah, Kai. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat.
Now,
Everybody make con saves. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see if everybody would be like, nope. So you
No,
eat.
I mean,
double digging in.
I gotta eat food.
Yeah.
Crunch.
Rel, it's very familiar. It's the same kind of comfort food you would eat when you were here before. It tastes exactly like it always has. You know, the instant nostalgia and memories come flooding
deep fried
back.
pickles, yum.
Just crushing it. It's like she seemed to know exactly what you used to eat and brought them up, dude. Gross. Pickle fucking bag.
I mean, do they have deep fryers? I mean, I suppose they could I suppose they could fry things.
I mean,
this pot of oil.
Frying food has
Yeah.
been a thing. Well,
Yeah.
So you sit there.
Deep fryer is just so efficient. That's all.
That's true, and it's technological.
Yeah. Eat and drink. If he said, I mean, it's already kind of late. So if he said he was going to be here before the night was over, so I guess we should just hang out here because if we leave, we'll probably miss him. So we'll play the waiting game.
Okay. You sit there, you eat, you drink. Everything's delicious. Depending on how much you eat, it's enough to feed. Essentially, it probably balances out to like 4. Let's see, what are you like? 3 and change, like people. No, you're probably 4 people. Flametongue's probably 2. Kai's probably like a fraction. I'm just trying to figure out like how much food you would consume. What's Kai weigh? Kai weighs like 40 pounds, right?
Yeah, 40 pounds. So basically like a quarter. I guess most people, like 500 calories per day is probably what Kai is doing.
So like 1 bowl of Apple Jacks heard.
Yeah.
So you sit and you eat, and everything kind of carries on. Out of nowhere, the door bursts open. 4 mages appear. And as the door opens, Kai and Rel, you are also going to be able to see.
This room's too small.
2 thugs across the hallway standing there, the Twin Sons gang members. I'm going to need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
Oh no, Lurdy's bar. I guess to this, for fun, I will use real dice today.
13. That's the highest initiative roll I think I've rolled thus far.
True, you're usually single digits.
That's pretty sad. Oh, I got a 6.
Get the dice together. Ooh, very nice.
I got a 13.
Uh, 16 initiative.
Okay, so Kai, Flametongue, which one of you would break the tie? I imagine neither one of you is very dexterous.
I have a 0 initiative.
Yeah, so it'll be Kai. Then
okay.
You got a 0.
As these mages like barge in, we're gonna give them a surprise round. I need every single one of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Luckily, I'm not Jatuli.
Haha, 19.
Very nice.
15.
23.
Ooh.
I forgot to bring up my stupid. Dang it! I forgot to bring
I'm
up.
not smart, but I'm pretty wise.
Dang it!
For the fighter class, my stat spread is actually pretty good. Except for I don't have any strength.
Sorry, y'all. Totally forgot to do the thing here.
Do the thing.
It's so bright. One day I'll figure out how to get D&D Beyond into dark mode on my computer.
It sucks in dark mode. It's not really dark. It's not as dark as it should be. Sorry. I just get really fired up about that. They were like, we introduced dark mode. I saw it, and I was like, bro, this isn't dark mode. This is gray mode at best.
I appreciate
Yay,
it.
gray mode.
I'll die on that hill with you, brother. I swear. Shit, it's not fucking dark mode. You got like a little black outline. Ooh.
Oh, 17.
Ooh. Still not good. Still not good enough, unfortunately. All right.
Okay.
So as these 4 mages burst in, already mid-cast of
bursty.
spell, Kai, you particularly are going to recognize it as Dominate Person, of which Masawa and Rel are going to fail their saves.
Oh no!
You can see their eyes kind of glazed over in that vacant expression. They're going to throw 4 sets of binders, like monocles. Command, who was it? Masawa and Rel, as part of being charmed, you will put on your manacles, binding your hands.
Handicles.
They are going to look at Kai and Flametongue. If you were wise, you would follow your friends and put those on, lest you want to die and have your friends help kill you.
I mean, if they're casting Dominate Person and Kai, you're a wizard and know what that spell is, you know that you won't be able to cast that for another 5 or so levels. So that should give a clear indication.
Yeah. These people seem a little stronger than
Just barely. Bitches.
You know, just casual 5 or 10 levels higher than us. You know, the usual.
yeah.
Bitches.
I'm gonna acquiesce to whatever Kai thinks we should do. So I'm just gonna like half pull my sword and then like look over at him across the table.
Oh, he's giving you the look. She is.
Yeah.
Look.
Kai is going to sort of look back and say, kind of like just nod his head as he kind of like slowly puts his hands up, like surrendering.
Okay. You gonna put the manacles on?
Yeah. 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 I don't think there's much that Kai can do in this situation.
I'll put him on, but I won't like it.
There's so
Yeah.
much to do in this situation, but I can't.
So
Ah.
as you put them on, you're going to notice 2 of them continuing to kind of chant as if they are concentrating on maintaining control of Masawa and Rel. One of them readies like a fireball. The other one reaches into their cloak, pulls out bags, puts them over Rel and Masawa's heads, puts them over Kai and Flametongue's heads.
What do these bags smell like?
They smell like carrots.
Well, that's at least healthy.
Yeah, and it's kind of a soft burlap too. It's not going to be like too chafing. They've put some thought into this black bag kidnapping job. They're not savages.
It's in their first rodeo.
Yeah. So Rel and Masawa, they will tell you to march, and you will just do so thoughtlessly. Kai and Flametongue, you're going to feel the kind of gruff arms of what you would probably imagine to be the four members of the Twin Sons that were sitting in the bar when you walked in. And they are going to escort you outside, out the back door into this alley. They're going to command each one of you to step up. And as you do, you're going to step and you're going to feel something kind of give ever so slightly and kind of topple a little bit unbalanced. They're going to kind of guide you and they're going to sit you down. And then when they get to Kai, they're just going to pick you up and put you on this surface. You're going to feel it sway as well, just not as much, especially Flametongue. You almost tipped whatever it was over. And after a couple minutes, you're going to hear a bunch of whispering. And suddenly you are going to feel a rush of wind and a giant sense of movement as you are suddenly speeding through Sharn in some sort of vehicle with a black bag over your head, going quite fast.
This is an extremely fast carrot cart they put us in.
And on that note, we will take our mid-show break. It is currently 8:34. We're going to take about a 10-minute break, then come back and see what the hell is going on. Let me just start by saying it's so great to be back with these guys. I'm so thankful that they are here. To everybody watching, thank you, as always, for supporting us. Like I said, it is 8:35. We're going to take about a 10-minute break, and we will come right back with the second part of our episode tonight. We'll be right back. All right, we are back after taking a real-life short rest. Before we went to break, they stopped at the Deep Barrel Tavern, run by Lurty, a friend of Rel's. They were shown to the back room, treated well, and then seemingly betrayed and kidnapped by what appeared to be the Twin Sons and loaded onto something that is now speeding through the city of Sharn. And give me 1 second.
Adult napped.
All right.
Man napped.
Sorry. Just like Kai, I thought that you could be a lot low-level wizard and use Dominate Person, but you're not, so they're not going to be part of this. All right. So
it's a boat. With a crystal.
Yes, sort of. The map's going to be a little dicey here. So what it really is a sky coach, a flying small little vessel zooming through the air of Sharn. These are essentially localized airships. They do not require the training personnel or equipment that a full-fledged airship does. They are just magically imbued and only work in Sharn. They're a very common way of getting around town in what is especially a vertical city. So I can't do buildings and scale to show you high above the ground, so I just did you. The fact is that you are above the ground, and this is the relative like sky around you. As you are zooming through the city, they are going to take Flametongue and Kai's hoods off. So suddenly you were going to realize that you were just hauling ass through the city up above the ground, moving quickly, kind of ducking, dodging, and weaving as you were speeding across town through the air. One of the Twin Sons kind of members is going to look at the two of you. If we let go of this spell, are your friends going to behave?
Kai is going to say, I don't think they have much of a choice in these manacles. Even if we wanted to do something, I don't know how we would.
Okay. I don't want this to seem worse than it is. The bosses just want to talk to you, and unfortunately, they don't know how to ask. So they're going to snap their fingers. Rel and Masawa, you're going to suddenly come to the bag on your head, moving like with a very obvious sense of motion, like hauling ass through the city. And you're going to hear Kai and Flametongue and a mysterious person having a conversation. What would you like to do first thing from coming to, like I said, you're going to be manacled, so your hands are bound, and you have a bag over your head. Masawa, what do you want to do, like in that instant that you just kind of come out of it?
The instant that I come out of it, I'm going to immediately try to get my mask up over my head.
Okay. So you're going to get it up, kind of roughly as your arms stay together. And you're going to see that you are like just flying through the city, like literally flying on this, what appears to be a small boat, but is managing to fly through the air. You can see 3 of the Twin Sons kind of thugs, members. 1 piloting, 2 of them seemingly keeping an eye on you. And then the rest of your party as you kind of come to. Rel, same deal. You're just going to kind of suddenly kind of come to. Your hands are bound. You have a bag over your head. And you feel this unmistakable sense of movement and motion. What would you like to do just in that moment of coming to?
I mean, I guess not much. Is it just my hands that are tied?
Yes.
These are metal manacles.
Yes.
Do I hear somebody talking?
Yeah, you heard Kai kind of talking, and then another mysterious voice that you can't see until you take your hood off.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask, whoa, where are you taking us? What's the big idea kidnapping us?
We're going to see the bosses. They're just not good at asking for things. It's kind of just a byproduct of their nature. So,
have we been disarmed?
No.
We're just tied up.
Yep. And just
Okay.
at the wrist.
Okay, well, I mean, we're literally just got to the city. I don't see why anyone would want anything from us.
Well, we are more important than most.
Right, but not that important.
I mean, we're
Not the
looking
time-
into some,
Not the time
some
to be
deep
humble.
stuff here. So,
Right, but we haven't even made our presence known. Like, we haven't even announced, like, we're searching for stuff. We literally just
we've
got here.
already been betrayed once, so someone did.
That's true. We're just having this conversation and ignoring the guards.
Yeah, they don't really care.
They're not listening to us. We're not listening to them. We're existing. They're doing their thing. They're all like,
I mean, if they're not gonna stop me, I'll pull my hood off.
So you're going to see 3 members of the Twin Sons, their coats, their insignias. You might even recognize them from the ones sitting at the table at Lurdy's bar. And you're going to kind of zoom, essentially. Everybody give me a survival check, please.
Survival. I'm using real dice. I have to keep remembering. I'm so used to just clicking the button.
18.
Ooh.
That's nothing good. 9.
dang, you're a
I
survival
also got
master.
an 18.
Okay.
I also got an 18.
Okay.
I hope that's enough, or we're all dead, probably.
despite Rel's low roll, you are all going to realize him through a different means than the rest of you. That it does seem that you are just kind of zooming in and out of towers, making a very circuitous route as if to disorient you, and not necessarily that the amount of distance that you're covering is reflective of how long you are on the sky coach. You're gonna Masawa, Flametongue, and Kai are gonna notice it by the kind of positioning of the sun and that kind of thing. Rel's gonna know it by landmarks of the city. Hey, I know where that is. The orientation by that. But you're gonna see very quickly that you're just kind of
know where we are,
in and out of amongst the towers, going up and down. Hey, Just the Human, my good friend, thank you for the raid. We appreciate it. You're making this very just kind of long route as if they are trying to disorient you and keep you from being aware of maybe where you're heading or how long it would take to get there. The guards don't seem very interested in you. They all just seem to kind of be going about their day. Maybe overly confident that you won't try anything. Because of the situation being so high above the ground.
I'm going to lean into my compatriots and say, I can leave and take one other person.
I mean, I guess we'll have a attempted whispered conversation, and I'll just say, well,
we can speak a language we think they don't, if you want to.
Oh, well, that's true. But we've never actually talked about what languages we all know.
Well, let's check it out.
These are humans, right?
These are
just humans from Sharn.
Dumbass humans.
And they're also like thugs, but they're also flying a skyship. So
I mean, they're trained thugs.
Sure.
Good work.
Skilled.
Do you speak abyssal or giant?
No.
Okay, well.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess
I'll just say
I'll
it quietly. I could take one other person.
I'm just thinking, do we want to hear these people out? I'm somewhat curious.
I am also curious. I'm just proffering.
I'm just also thinking that, there's only 3 of them. I think even tied up, we probably could take them on. I think they maybe are underestimating us just a little bit. So we have 2 or 3 options here. We could try.
That is an interesting point you bring.
Do keep in mind, Kai.
Obviously, right now, if we do get involved, if we do something, we're definitely drawing lines. Whereas if we go and hear them out, I mean, if they're going through this much effort, they're not gonna kill us because they just have done that already. They're probably gonna ask us to leave or ask us for information or try to make us work for them. The usual things.
We gotta change from the inside. So let's hear them out.
Yeah, I suppose they could torture us, but if they torture us, we don't actually have that much information, so there's gonna be a little point to it. Aren't you also dead? So it probably won't hurt you at all.
Oh, I was going to say it won't hurt me, but if you wish to not be tortured, then
I mean, I'd prefer
that
not
is a
to be
consideration.
Tortured, but
I'll listen to the argument.
I just don't think that's what their goal is.
So everyone keep an eye out for each other, and we will hear them out.
I guess let's just see what happens. I mean, maybe this is the riskier option, but I do feel like if we kill these guys and steal a skyship, we're gonna.
Let's put it this way: if we have to, we have to.
I mean, we're gonna deal with more people trying to control our minds and stuff. So it seems
True.
like maybe this is a safer bet.
Yeah, if we don't have to, we're not gonna. But if we have to, because they're gonna run us through or change their mind, we're not gonna just die.
We're 100% gonna agree with whatever they say, and then
we're just gonna yes man our way out.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna
That's a classic.
Yeah, and then when we're out, we'll actually decide if we're gonna do that or not.
Yeah.
I am
And
curious to know what they know/want.
that's the most curious part about it is
Yeah,
what they know.
yeah, like why are they bothering us? We're really not. Well,
We're
yeah.
just some
So let's
travelers in a new
mean-
city.
yeah, pretty much like
Shit.
outside of being betrayed or something. But then that's curious. That's good information to know. Like let's know.
I mean, we're all protagonists here.
Yeah,
So
I guess.
no matter how you look at it,
All
we
right.
know some shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're gonna see what happens.
Okay.
Let's wait.
A definitive we'll see. You make your way through the city. Like after a while, it becomes readily apparent that they're just kind of going in circles, and they even start to seem to get bored of it. And eventually, they kind of say, "All right, look, we're going to be getting to where we're going. The bosses are going to want to see you. I'm going to have to leave the cuffs on, unless the bosses say otherwise. Okay?
Yeah,
So-
whatever.
So when we put down, I'm going to really advise you to not go running off. We'll go through some doors, take you to the bosses, and you'll hear them out. And as long as everybody stays cool, they're probably not going to hurt you. I don't know. They're,
Where's the bad cop? Jeez.
look, you'll see the whole good cop bad cop thing real soon.
Well, we only need to see the bad one to
you're-
balance this out.
I promise you're gonna get them both. And so you see them kind of slow down and eventually kind of put down against this very solid looking building. You do not go around the front. You are very clearly led around the side. And I hope everything's blacked out. Yes. Sweet.
See a black screen.
The fog of war.
Okay. Like I said, I just got to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. All right. So they drop you off and they line you up along the way here. All right. You're going to go through a set of doors. We all have to go into the room. Door's going to close behind us. The door in front of us will open, and then we'll go from there. Okay?
We get sucked out into space.
Okay.
I hope that doesn't happen.
What? How?
Okay.
I mean, I don't have to breathe.
So we get these. All right. So they open the first door. You come to a smaller kind of hallway, concrete floors, another exceptionally solid, sturdy metal door in front of you. All right, everybody in. We got to get everybody in, close that door so we can open this door in front of us.
This has too many doors.
Trust me, the bosses need these, and you'll understand why in a second.
It's really door heavy.
Everybody makes their way in. The door behind you closes. The walls feel very thick. This room feels somewhat like constricted and solid and stuffy more than anything. They open the door in front of you. And down a hallway, you're going to see 4 rather impressive creatures standing along the wall with a door that they seem to be like waiting in a line. A very well-dressed Warforged with a clipboard who seems to just be asking a bunch of questions about them. And an exceptionally solid steel door on your right. The thugs are going to lead you down the hallway. They are going to stop right here. They're going to show you the door. You guys are going to go right in here. Same drill. Wait for the door behind you to close before the door in front of you opens. If you have any questions, just remember which one of the bosses you're talking to and just focus on that one, okay?
Okay.
All right. The door opens. Everybody on in. Wait for the door behind you to close before buzzed into the next room, please.
The door forged.
Ooh, funny.
The door closes behind you, and you hear a very distinct mechanical, like the sound of a latch from a lock unlatching. The door swings open on its own, and inside you see this very stark room, a fountain, some plants, another very well-dressed Warforged standing in front of the fountain as if to greet you. And then as you make your way in, you can hear the distinct sounds of somebody being punched by something very large. Just bah, bah, this savage, barbaric voice. This is what you get for failure. Boom, bah, bah, bah. And as you make your way into the room, you will see an Etten holding somebody dressed like all of the twin sons that you've encountered to this point in kind of the uniform, and just shaking the shit out of them as their feet dangle. They appear probably beat to death. And the one head that seems really engaged in the smashing, one of them seems kind of just aloof and just kind of along for the ride. The one that's not engaged in the smashing. Yes, gentlemen, thank you. And lady, I appreciate this. Unfortunately, we are in the middle of something right now. We will be right with you. Just help yourselves, send on over to the desk, and we will be right with you. Servant, please take care of our guests, offer them refreshment or food, and offer our apologies for their manner of transportation here. We will be right with you. Raw, smash, tell us what we want. Bah, bah, bah. Yes, welcome to the Twin Sons headquarters. And may I offer you a refreshment, and please step over to the sign while the masters finish their previous engagement.
No, thank you. And yes, I will do that.
Thank you, madam. At the back.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see the giant thing?
Yeah.
What's it doing?
It's beating the shit out of somebody.
Shit out of a guy.
I see.
Yeah.
Just like with his fists or something?
Yeah.
Is that guy like totally dead?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think he's the bad cop.
No, he's dead.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I think that giant thing is the bad cop. I think that's the one that's supposed to scare us.
I think that's the good cop.
Is it?
And the
Do
bad
I
cop.
know what type of being or creature, what race it is?
Ettins are pretty common. They're essentially two-headed giants. Their heads are known to each have a personality.
Interesting.
Can I talk to him in giant?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say, well done with your interrogation method. It's nice to see the old ways have endured.
The one that seems a little more savage and gruff, that's been grunting and screaming as it beats the person, kind of gets a smile on their face, but still just going to town. The other one that spoke well when you came in is going to tell you back in Giant. Please don't encourage him. I've been waiting for him to finish for about 10 minutes. And I don't want to clean this up. I would rather just deal with you. So, yeah.
So, I mean,
Fair.
do we have to wait for him? It looks like he's done.
Can you speak Giant?
Smash. All right, brother.
No.
Brother. Our guests are here. I don't want to see guests. I know, but we have to see them.
I like that guy.
We brought them here. Can I smash them? Well, let's see how this goes first, okay? I want to smash them. I know you want to smash them. Let's try not smashing something for once, okay? I like to smash stuff. I know. Anyway, put the body down. Let servant get to it, and let's attend to our guests. I don't have to be polite, do I? Just do your best, okay? Okay. It's gonna kind of put the, bag of smashed fruit that was once the member of their organization down. It's gonna fold in just like an awful position, completely unnatural. Yes, lady, gentlemen, thank you for joining us here. We appreciate you coming. We are aware that you didn't have much of a choice in that, and that's on us. But as prolific and high-profile members of the underworld, people don't usually come at our summons, so we arranged it like this. I hope our people weren't too rough with you. We just not very good at hearing the word no, and so we don't like to ask. I do apologize for that. Can I get you anything to drink?
No.
No? Okay. Very well. Down to business. We understand. We have heard, unfortunately, it is our nature to know things, people asking questions about us. And we try to take care of people in exchange for them letting us know when people are sniffing around. Unfortunately, Lurdy is one of those people, and do not hold it against her. She just has done what we've instructed. And when she alerted us that you were asking questions and we looked into you, after all, it's not very often someone as statuesque as you, my lady, strolls into town such as you have. And when in the company of a gnome and a familiar face to these parts, it piqued our interest. And so we are just curious that we feel so as not to have any, future entanglements. It was best that we meet.
Agreed.
I guess so.
Okay. We appreciate your time, and we are going to ask, and we hope you understand that we value honesty above all. And so we are going to ask you just once, and I would recommend your most forthright of answers. What are you doing here, and who are you?
Wait, who are you?
We are the Twin Sons. As we mentioned, kind of high-profile figures in the lower levels of the criminal underworld. We have a job to do, and we do it. And we make sure our bosses stay happy. And, like anybody, we provide a service.
So it's strictly professional here.
We do not exist to carry out our own vendettas. We are a guild of sorts with a very specific trade. And we go where we're paid and we do what we're told, and no more, no less. We are not persistent harassers. The second our contract dries up, we'll buy you a beer down at the tavern. But while
if
we
you
are
act as a guild, then you accept money.
sure,
This
sure,
can be handled on a level such as this.
you know, Sharn's a crazy place. We do our best to get by in these crazy times. And good, bad, big, small, we'll do a job for anyone.
Really.
Indeed.
So, what's your job with and involving us?
Well, that's kind of up to you. As
Wants our truth.
an organization, you know, in our line of work, it pays to be well informed. And when newcomers show up and start asking questions, it is troubling to sustaining our way of life. So
I mean,
we just want to know who you are and why you have even been asking questions about us.
well, I mean, considering that you kidnap people when they have questions, it's not a big surprise that people are asking questions, is it?
No,
Is it?
no,
Oh, okay.
but
Well,
you were
then,
asking
I'm
questions
just
before you were kidnapped.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you kidnap people for asking questions.
Oh
Of
no,
course, more
usually we
people
don't.
are going to be
Usually we
asking
don't kidnap.
questions.
We usually don't kidnap them. We're not into kidnappings. We're thugs. We beat people up.
Right. So right now we've been kidnapped. So I'm referring to this.
Sure. You know,
Yeah.
stretched a little bit beyond.
Yeah.
You seem, how can I say this? A little above kind of the low grade that comes asking, seeking vengeance upon us, blah, blah, blah.
You see, the unfortunate thing for you is that you've made a grave error.
Have we?
Yeah, you've just kidnapped people who are part of the Brellish military, was sent specifically by the king. So even if you kill us, you think the king isn't gonna send more people when we don't report back? We're the small little guys.
I have no intention of killing you. Simply asking your intentions and hopefully coming to some sort of understanding that
Right. Well, I've made my point, and that is that we work for the king.
very
And
well.
yeah, that's what you get to know.
I'm gonna vibe off of Rel and say that I'll
Doing
even
some
roll if I
vibing.
have to. I'll even roll if I have to. What it will happen here is you will let us go for the benefit of your organization, and there will be no more questions asked, and both parties will remain neutral to one another.
I like that. Neutrality is all we're searching for here. We don't want to upset the apple cart, and going to kind of size everybody.
Let's just say that we're not here for you, though you are starting to make me think that somebody is eventually going to come looking for you. But that's not what we're here for.
So we
Very
have no
well.
quarrel with your organization.
We're doing what we were paid to do,
Kai
Yes,
is
you
going to
are.
add,
which doesn't
gonna-
involve you.
he's going to say, yes, in fact, I think this is the first time I've heard of you all.
Yep, pretty
I've
much.
not been in Sharn for at least 30 years, and I don't ever remember hearing the term twin sons. I just heard it literally today, like now.
like 2 beers ago.
Yeah, like one shot of beer.
Yeah. So he's gonna kind of taken it back a little bit, little. Can't believe it. You never heard of the twin sons, dog. You know who we are.
No, we don't.
Well,
No.
I'm not from Sharn. I've passed through a long time ago.
They're gonna look over at a House Madani Inquisitor that's been standing in the room. What say you, Inquisitor? They look like the type to work for old King Bornel. Inquisitor's gonna kind of look you all up and down.
You can look me up, but don't look me down.
That's insulting.
It's gonna
How
roll.
dare you?
It's gonna roll a 21 for investigation. So
Shit.
I'm gonna say kind of gives like a nod to the twin sons. Yeah, it looks like it. They seem disciplined. They seem, together. They didn't jeopardize anything. They didn't act rash during the travel over here. It seems very possible. I mean, we don't know for sure.
Let's kill everyone.
We are professionals acting under neutrality, as you are.
Very well. This
It's business,
meeting has
and you're
been
interfering with our business.
quite insightful. As a token of apology, I'll offer some information, should I possess it, to two questions, just to aid the agents of the king in their noble quest, I'm sure, at His Majesty's behest.
Question to the DM:
Yes.
to travel between the different layers or whatever they're called.
Mhm.
Do you need like a piece of paper or something? Like what is it?
It's not to travel. It's the city pass is for if you get caught in a place where they don't think you belong. It's not like for like a passport at a border checkpoint, you would need to present it. It's just if anything happens and you can't provide that and the people asking don't think you belong there, bad things can happen.
Okay.
Well, we should ask for.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm
gonna
gonna
say,
lean
well,
in. We should ask for safe passage.
yeah. Like, look, we're investigating, or the king is wanting us to investigate going ons with the Warforged in the city, specifically with the House Cannith.
He's gonna look over at Servant. Warforged, huh? Like one of these? Look at them. They're not even like the new ones. Like this thing it's gonna kind of walk over and wave its hand in front of its
New
face.
Wait, who to who? What?
He just said new ones.
No. I don't care about that. What? Because like the guy we're talking to is the Warforged, right?
No, you're talking to one of the heads.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
Yeah.
He like casually said one of the new Warforged.
But this is an old one.
All Warforged are supposed to be old. All of them are supposed to be.
Yeah, they haven't been produced. They're not supposed to be being produced, and they've all gained sentience. The last ones that you saw were not sentient. They were the kind of mindless killing machines at the wedding.
Right.
And everybody's encountered them in their day-to-day in Corvair. These do not give off that sense of life like Steam did, or like 3, the King's Bodyguard, does. These have that very uncanny valley vibe to them.
Creepy.
Okay.
That's something to pry into if we can.
Yeah, I
Alright.
just got this thing. We feel bad. It's we have Warforged. We got some good ones working for us.
Can I look at this Warforged?
Uh-huh.
It's just a servant Warforged.
Yes.
Can I like, I don't know. I don't know if this is somewhere between an insight slash like investigation check, I guess. I
Okay.
want to know more about it.
Look at it carefully, you mean?
Yeah.
Basically.
Do I see or sense anything in it? I mean, it's just a metal face, so unlikely, but do I also see any remarkable features about it?
Okay. Whichever one of those two you feel, do investigation.
Yeah, I think investigation makes more sense. Here we go. Oh, I actually rolled with a, oh well, whatever. I'll just use that. 14.
Okay.
I so automatically roll. I forgot to do it with my actual die, but that's okay.
Warforged have been around like your entire life. They've been around for a long time.
Mhm.
And so you're familiar with them. They all have this certain kind of aged and worn, kind of appearance. None of them are brand spanking new, perfectly squared edges, like polished metal.
Mhm.
This one is either in great condition, somebody makes the effort to buff and polish this thing, or it is the newest one you have ever seen in your life.
Cool. Yeah, this one. You said you got it
Yeah,
somewhere? Are you willing to tell me where you got it from?
He's gonna
Tell them you are house Cameron.
He's gonna look at the
That's okay.
They're gonna look at each other's heads. We'll just say that we got it as a token of appreciation for services rendered.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. Like, there isn't a bluff check in this game. But
Yeah, there is. Deception.
Insight.
yeah, it's deception.
I'm also like really highly skilled at deception. If you need
No, I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'm not really trying to deceive him. I'm just trying to throw it out there. I'm gonna be like, because I don't know. I'm just playing the cards that I'm dealt. I'm gonna be like, well, all I'll say in exchange, like we're doing a little trade here, is that the king has concerns about, and I'll point at this thing, the validity of these new ones and who they actually serve. Just putting it out there.
Oh, I mean, he like disrespectfully like clangs it on the head. Bong bong bong, and the kind of less civilized one gets like a bigger smash, bang 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 bang. It's like, as to the validity, these things are amazing. They're well built. You don't have to treat them like people. Name me a Warforged that we could have just smashed in the head that wouldn't be drawing a blade on us right now. It's compliant. It's subservient. It does exactly what it's told.
Okay. Well,
who tells
lucky.
us what to
No,
do?
no, that's okay. Lucky you. You got this. So you say, okay, so you got this for services rendered. So you only sort of answered that question. I guess the other question is, do you have perhaps for us, so that we can get out of your hair in this area? We have business in the upper districts. Do you happen to have a pass or two that we could use to get up there?
And in the lower.
I mean, we were going to get some, but now you kidnapped us, so our contact who was going to give us those is probably long gone. So maybe you could, help a brother out.
They're gonna kind of, yeah. Sorry about that. Like I said, we're not kidnappers. So
Clearly.
But I'm sorry you missed your contact. And you're waiting for what? All access city passes, I would imagine.
Pretty
working for the
much.
king?
Like we don't actually have business down here. We're trying to get to the upper districts,
Okay.
but we had to come. You know how it goes. It's
Sure.
through here and yada yada. So
I can't, get you to meet back up with your contact. What I can do is I can have 4 of them waiting for you at the customs office at the Lightning Rail station.
okay, and then if I'm not gonna ask for more, but it'd be very awesome if your people left my companions and I alone while we do our business, and then we won't run into any more trouble, perhaps. Hmm?
We would dare not interfere in His Majesty's most pressing business.
Good, then we don't have any more business. I hope we don't see you again.
Hopefully not, unless our kind of truce has been violated. We can, if you would like to go, I can send word ahead for you to pick up your passes at the customs office, and we'll of course give you a ride back. Once again, our apologies. We're not professional kidnappers, but we hope that this peace we've established today will continue, and that we will stay out of each other's respective business.
I should hope so too, because like I mentioned earlier, if things go badly between us, you're messing with the king.
I wouldn't dare betray His Majesty. And
then we're all good here.
Very well. I would invite you as a small perk of this rapport that we have built here. Across the way, we have a fighting arena for some of Sharn's finest that our employees use to blow off steam and to become better at their craft. It pays very well. It will be available all hours of the day should you choose to return. You will see host out there, takes names, sets up fights, pays out in the end if anybody is ever interested. We just have 2 rules. The first one is that you do not talk about it, and the second rule is also that you do not talk about it.
Okay, well, thanks for not talking about it.
Were you guys talking about some kind of fight club?
Shh.
No, it was a brawl arena.
Yes. Once again, we are sorry about your.
I thought gladiatorial events were illegal in Sharn.
So's probably accepting money for beating people up, but yet here we are.
You're talking to somebody who just killed somebody. I don't think they don't care. Anyways, look, we're done here.
But what's the first rule of Brawl Club?
We don't even know
There
what
is
that
no
is.
Brawl Club.
Brawl pit.
Brawl pit, yeah.
Yeah, brawl pit. You gotta change both words.
All right.
Or,
I hate you, 'cause that's great, and I didn't think of it. All right, so you hear the buzzing, the doors open.
You get it, brawl pit.
Yes.
I'm good.
You all out of here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're leaving.
Okay. You make your way
Peacefully.
out. The
No, neutrally. It's very different.
the guards that escorted you off the sky coach and walked you to the door walk you back to the sky coach, and as you exit the door back into the hallway, the placement of the 4 individuals seemingly waiting in line make a lot of sense. They look to be absolute pros, absolute physical units, and look like the type that are just here to fight in a weird building in a major city.
Yep.
So these are the gladiators.
They load you back on to
No, they're brawl pitters.
the sky coach. And as they do so, we are glad to see you again. We are glad the bosses were at least reasonable as to their position and their interest in you. Obviously, we've been instructed to take you wherever you would like. Where would you like to go?
I guess we should return back to the tavern, right? I mean, Cass might be there. So why don't you return us there and give us...
Go to the customs office and get the...
Passes.
Where's the
passes.
customs office?
The train station.
At the train station. Okay, why don't you drop us off there?
Okay.
We're familiar with that at least.
All right.
Yeah, we can go there, and then we can figure out a different tavern to go to this time.
All right. So they pick you up, only making like a third of the effort to kind of weave in and out of buildings, in that attempt to kind of disorient you and make sure that you get lost. And this time, after only about 15, 20 minutes of obviously kind of lazily spinning in circles, just going through the motions, they touch down just outside the House Civis messaging station. Bam. Which was
Number 2 or 3, right?
Number 2. Number 1
Number
being the
2.
train station. Number 3 being the House Denieth Protection Services. So they're going to put you down. If there's nothing else we can do for you, we will be off. We wish you the best of luck in your endeavors.
Thank you. Don't show your face around me again. I'll turn to the party and just say, I think I've had that conversation 5 times before, but this time I was telling the truth. And then I'll go into the customs office.
Okay. You make your way back onto, back through the lobby onto the actual train platform. The line where the changelings were instructed to register is once again quite long. Some of them wearing their natural forms, others seeming to wear whatever kind of, look they choose. And you see the line for the changelings, and then you see like kind of a will call line. And back behind the desk is an older human man, kind of sandy hair, wrinkled, probably in his 50s or 60s. Just, asking this, like the same series of questions over and over again of all the changelings, filling out some forms, giving them a piece of paper. And he's the only one back there.
Cool. Let us gather up these forms, and then I've actually had a change of heart. I think I know where I want to go now instead.
Okay.
So once we gather up the paperwork to get into the upper districts, I don't know. I'll leave the customs office and just like kind of, stand where there's not a lot of people so that we can have a conversation.
You make your way up. It's like, can I help you? Are you here to register as changelings, or did you need something?
No, we're here to get, I don't know, we're here to get our passes. We were told by the guys that just dropped us off that we could pick up some passes.
He's kind of looking a little box behind the desk. Just give me 1 second. And he's going to get up, kind of turn around, walk back into the office from behind the desk. And you're going to hear 4 or 5 changelings kind of scream from the line, "Ashton, where are you going?" Like, hold on, I'll be right back. Kind of heads out and looks under this little kind of glass top, and inside, like 4 envelopes appear. Walks over. Just look. I know how these things work and where these came from. Just tell them that putting the king's business is not the best reason for a pass, okay? But I'm just gonna hand them out.
It should be a good enough reason.
I know, but we don't like putting it on there, especially for what we would call unofficial passes, such as these.
They're official now.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well, that should be it for you. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Nope.
And he's gonna kind of sit back and look at you.
Is he a changeling?
No, he's a human.
Oh, I mean, at least he looks like a human.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's head outside, off to the side.
Okay.
And I'll explain my deductions. You know, my Sherlock Holmes deducing.
Everybody,
Wait, what is Sherlock Holmes famous for doing? They have a word for it.
deduction?
Is it just deduction?
I
No,
think so.
Deductive reasoning.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Anyways,
Everybody gets their pass. The human attendant kind of goes back to just processing like changelings through
yeah,
the city.
cool. And once we're out and we're safely away from other prying ears, I will gather our group. We'll do a little huddle, and I'll say, "Listen, I've had some interesting thoughts about everything that's gone on and what just happened, and I think that there's a potential if we should keep our eyes out and our mouths shut around other new Warforged, because I have a theory, and that is that the new Warforged might be created by somebody who can control them. And so they are servants now, but maybe this is what the king was talking about. Maybe somebody will flick a switch or say a command or cast a spell and they'll turn on or change their allegiances, because we don't know who's making new Warforged. We haven't figured that out yet, so I don't know if we can trust them.
Well, I would never trust a Warforged anyway.
Fair enough. That's a separate conversation.
Also,
I just putting that out there.
I agree with your sentiment.
Yeah. It seemed kind of suspicious that like we went to like the most powerful, one of the, more powerful crime lords of the city, and that he just had one and didn't seem too fussed about it. And that also that it was like clearly not a normal Warforged. I don't know. It just triggers warning bells in my head.
Agreed.
Also,
they don't seem very concerned with the treasonous aspect of it.
Yeah. In terms of betrayal and yada yada, Lurdy probably did it for a good amount of money. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles here. I think that it would probably be best if we don't go back there. Originally, I was thinking we would, but now I don't think we need to. I think that with these passes, we can sort of bypass Cass. And I have, now that it looks like things are a bit more serious and maybe a little bit more dangerous here than anticipated, I think I have a contact in the more mid-upper district who could probably give us more information. He's the kind of guy that everyone knows. He's the one who knows everyone, and everyone knows. And if you don't, then you're clearly not important enough. His name is Jasolano.
Let's go talk to that guy.
Yeah, he's
maybe we should try to.
He's eccentric. I should warn you.
See if we can like pose as buyers to try to buy one of these new.
Well, he wouldn't be selling them, but he might know where they're coming from. Hopefully, he doesn't have one of his own. Actually, now that I think about it, it's quite possible. Anyways, he works at a place called the Amazing Chest.
What an amazing chest.
So we could check that out. I do also technically have an office here, but I want to reserve that as sort of a secret hideout for later. Also, if we go there, there might be people I have to deal with.
Oh, let's not open that can of worms.
Yeah, it's past history, but it would be a safe place for us to hide if we needed to in the future, since it's been abandoned since I left. Except for maybe one person. Who would be the problem?
Water.
I think that it would be advantageous of us to investigate the warehouse. Maybe we can find If
Do we have
they
an
are-
idea of which warehouse or what or where that warehouse was?
No,
Yeah, do
they
we have
just
any
said-
specifics?
They just said
There's got to be a lot of warehouses in the
yeah,
city.
he worked at a warehouse, and there was like, you know,
Like there's a
mysterious
warehouse
packages.
district, but like
Yeah.
there's
Oh, we
there's
can't very well
definitely
go through everyone.
yeah. But I guess we should keep our ears and our eyes open for more information about
Yeah.
potentially a warehouse where something might be stored, something like Warforged, perhaps.
Maybe something that will tell us its origin, maybe from where they come from.
Also, depending on how things, I don't know, pan out, we could also go and talk to my contact at House Cannith. He's an older man, but he's sort of a bit also eccentric. He's a bit old, I guess is the best word, but he is pretty loose with words. He might be able to drop us some information. I personally think that it's very unlikely that that House Cannith itself is making the Warforged, but maybe there is a separate faction or like a splinter group or something like that, or maybe the leader has like done, I don't know, but I doubt it's the whole guild. I mean, House Cannith is one of the largest houses. It seems very unlikely that one of the most wealthy and successful houses would make a plan to like take over the world or start a Warforged uprising. It just seems a bit far-fetched to me. So I don't know. I think there are people we can trust, but I think we have to be careful, obviously.
Fair. So where to next then?
So to the DM, the amazing chest is like in the mid upper district, right? Like it's not.
It would be. It depends on like how nice it is. I imagine there is like a rich folk red light district.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
that
when we talked about it, you had mentioned that that there were a couple of really prominent ones, like 2 or 3, and this is one of them.
Yes.
It's the biggest. It doesn't necessarily cater to the wealthiest people though.
Right. Would you like it to be in the same neighborhood as the big premier one?
Like the upper middle class is what I would think.
Okay, so not quite rich folk, but
like his probably leading competitor is somebody who serves just the rich or something like that. But like, yeah.
Okay. All right. So as the party decides to set off, we'll have a whole week we're going to call it there for the night. We'll have a whole week for them to actually discuss and give me time to figure it out because obviously I didn't plan for this. So that is tonight. The party made their way through what could have been a couple of combat encounters relatively peacefully. Well done. Very proud of you all. You learned a little bit. You met a criminal underworld kind of persona.
Yeah.
Saw a little bit of Warforged. Sorry about the betrayal. That was kind of tough.
Don't trust it. Don't trust the Warforged.
No.
Yeah, I feel like we accomplished a lot narratively, so I'm very happy this evening. That has been tonight's episode. Every week, you guys get to see these people play amazing characters. Tonight is no different. Behind them, they are even better people. Before we get out of here, we'll let them do a little bit about themselves. I'll give a little bit of channel blah, 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 and then we will get out of here. Let's start with Kai. So you're back. You've seen it. You kind of made peace. You're kind of left alone. You have ideas about the criminal underworld in Sharn. Have any of those changed after meeting the Etten in charge, seemingly, of the Twin Sons?
I think Kai is pretty angry at the Twin Sons. He didn't care much for him at first. Now he sees them as a serious threat, that they would just attack us for no reason, or at least kidnap us. So Kai is going to take them more seriously from now on, and will probably try to undermine them in some way.
For my inconvenience.
Yeah.
I don't like being kidnapped.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, screw
Fair.
this.
I hear you,
Sure.
man. I'm petty. Yeah, dude, I'm with you. And then tell us about our friend Landon.
So I'm a software developer during the day. It's a fun job. I get to work
I'm
at the
fighter by night.
desk. Yeah, well, I have 3 monitors, so I can have D&D stuff on one monitor and my work stuff on the other 2 monitors. But I have a wife and I have 2 Saint Bernards. They big cuddle bugs. They think they're lap dogs. Love them to death. I love fantasy games. Speaking of fantasy games, I'm pretty sure, could be wrong, pretty sure the next Final Fantasy 16 trailer will be out on Thursday for the Sony
Most
State of
likely.
Play. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And of course, every week I look forward to playing with these great friends. I always appreciate you guys playing Dungeons and Dragons with me, and I love it every week. Look forward to it every week.
Me too.
But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. We look forward to having you. Let's slide over to Rel. You seem to be starting to put pieces together. The Warforged seems sketchy. Like I said, sorry
That's
about
what I
Lodi.
do.
That's kind of tough.
Shit happens.
You know your way about the town. So the plan seems to be check with the kind of unofficial ear to the ground contacts first.
Yeah, I mean, I know people and I have connections and I've been in the biz, so I'm gonna check off things off the list and put pieces together. And I might as well use my contacts to see what information I can gather. Lucky for me, I happen to know people who are pretty well connected, so even if they don't have all the answers, they'll be able to probably point me in the right direction. And mostly try not to, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like being in the city is not like being in the wild or being on in a regular adventure. It's not, it's less, it's a lot more dangerous to just get into violent conflicts because there's a lot more repercussion or potential like things can come back and bite you when you like kill some guys and then they're like their buds come and get you and then you have to kill them and then you get arrested and then it's just like so it'll be an interesting thing to finagle while we're in a city. No matter how powerful you are, you can only fight so many people before you get killed. So
Right. Awesome. Tell us about our friend Dustin.
I'm the Canadian, and as the Canadian,
International
I'm
correspondent.
more peaceful. I bring the peace, and yeah, no, I'm currently trying to pursue. I'm working on a couple of little projects. They're none of them are very far along, but I'm sort of trying to, I don't know, midlife crisis, if you will, trying to change some things and do some things. I'm working on creating role-playing campaign setting. Not I'm also potentially working on like my own rule set because outside of Dungeons and Dragons, I write a lot. It's a lot. And but I'm also pursuing potentially video game design and maybe some streaming of my own and stuff. So I'm just doing things, seeing what happens. We'll see.
Let us know, buddy. We'll be there. All right. The newest member, the largest member, the most devout member. How many times can I use the word member? So, Flametongue, big city, first time. You have been kidnapped. You've met gangsters. You've probably been a part of what is essentially document forgery, at least, through the customs office. Are these things in her mind as they happen? Is the city just all kinds of bad, or is it just kind of the way it goes? And then tell us about our West Coast correspondent, Nick.
Well, from Flametongue's perspective, the city has just kind of been a downward spiral ever since she got here. One, uplifting moment of having a conversation with some mercenaries, and not getting into a bar fight. That was nice. But the rest of the time, not a super huge fan of being kidnapped. Temples are closing. yeah, it's just not been the greatest of times. So, you know, things are different in the city, and she's just gonna roll with it. You know, like I said, she's not the brightest star in the night sky, so she's just gonna kind of try to follow the lead of. Seems like Rel knows what he's doing in the city, so you know, just here for backup.
Nailed that wisdom save though.
Yeah, I do have a nice wisdom save, you know, and I do have a lot of these religious tracks that I'm gonna be giving out. So you know, we'll see what kind of shenanigans that'll get us into as well.
You're just gonna end up like Jesus and have just a bunch of followers following you around.
Yeah. And my name's Nick. I live in California. I'm a chef. Watch a lot of anime. Play a lot of video games. So I don't really know what to play currently after Elden Ring. But you know, we'll figure it out.
Awesome. Glad to have you, buddy. And last and not least, Tenta Masawa. So you've met, like, you know, like you're saying, a gangster. You've been kidnapped. You have more or less told said gangster that you work for the king. How's the city going? How you liking it? And then tell us about our boy Tenta.
Masawa, luckily, is patient. So he's just kind of taking everything in stride, just trying to learn as much as he can about every workings he's been privy to see, and just finding his time to execute his own personal mission while helping his friends out. So
Awesome.
But the city sucks so far. And if you ask Masawa, he'll tell you.
Not a
it
fan.
Sucks. Not a fan, yeah. And I'm Tenta. I'm 39. I'm married. I just cut my hair off because it's fucking hot in Oklahoma.
Fact.
And humid. And yeah, I'm just a happy dude. I like pro wrestling and metal and MMA and all that fun stuff. And you can check me out on Rip Tenta Squeeze at the Twitter machine. We can talk about any of those things.
Awesome. Yeah. So, like I said, that is my amazing cast I'm blessed with every single week that make me go out and try to be a great dungeon master, to have them fly through the skies and be kidnapped and the such. So, yeah. So, once again, I've been Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias. We are here Tuesday, Wednesday nights for Eberron, Tranquility's Betrayal, and our Wednesday show, Dynasty of Dragons, our high-level limited campaign. We're about halfway through that, so check that out before it is done. But yeah, if you can't join us tomorrow night for Dynasty of Dragons, join us back here next week, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, for what we hope to be a regularly scheduled string of shows now that my world has returned back to normal, because I miss playing with these guys every week. To everybody who watched tonight, thank you so very much, including our good friend Dave Wilson's always great to see you. Jess the Human, thank you so much for the raid. We love new people just popping in. And I miss you, friend. Hopefully we'll have to get together soon. But to everybody who watched tonight, thank you so much. It means the world to us. Always remember, I love Dungeons & Dragons and the people who play it. And we will see you tomorrow night, if not next Tuesday. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye.